sporting goods supplier has, pulled all their equipment out of there and isn't running the pro shop. The concession stand has been closed for different tournaments because they can't get the concession people to work because they haven't been meeting their payroll on some of those things. So, I mean, it's reflecting on us. That's why we're trying to move forward, and we're gonna do what we have to do and then make sure that, we operate efficiently through the remainder of the season. We've got some of the initial steps in place to be prepared to do that.
I suspect that we're staying in close communication with Bell Tire. I mean,
We are.
that's,
We are.
I mean, I've shared my concerns that as he continues to land these deals outside of Taylor, that he's trying to recruit as much out of the sportsplex as he possibly can.
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
One thing about Bell Tire is they're an elite organization and they have a lot of requirements. A lot of their requirements is equipment storage, which the Sportsplex has, custom locker rooms for their teams, which the Sportsplex have. All these other rinks don't have those things. They don't offer those things. They have to build out to get to those things. So they're kind of locked in to the
Well,
Sportsplex.
and with all due respect, Jeff, I will remind you that we're dealing with a pretty savvy group that can tell a lot of good stories. And so what I'm saying is he could be making those promises on the other side.
Sure, and all I can tell you is Bell Tire is not going anywhere. They told me that,
Good.
they're not going anywhere, so I can only take it for the face value of what they told me to their
As
face.
long as we're, staying close to him, I'm sure then, that's true.
But, I guess anything can happen,
Mm-hmm.
but they're telling me, the rink, again, the TSX is the best hockey arena in, a municipal hockey arena. A lot of private, better than most privates as well, in the state of Michigan. So, all of the major showcases, you get, Red Barrington from Michigan, and Anastas from state. You get Jeff Jackson from Notre Dame. They're in that building 4 to 5 times a year recruiting, watching these tournaments. And they love sitting in those boxes, the boxes that were designed. They love the building. It fits well to what they're trying to accomplish. So, they try to move it different places, but, the idea of those boxes are awesome because they're secluded, right? You can't go up and talk to them. And they don't want to talk to everybody. Sure. They want to be secluded up there, so.
So the difference is 2.4 million if they don't take the land, right? Less some costs that we might want, some back costs for all the rent that's due, right? I mean, that, if they don't take the land, it's 2.4, right? Weren't we getting 6.9?
6.
Oh, 6, I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, so the land, I mean.
Well, remember, the land was a throw-in. The
Right, so that
bonds,
they would develop the whole
the
project.
bonds related to it, and the point being is the bonds related to it still go back to going into TDA, go into TIFA if that's the direction want to go, and see what that means. Things, since the timing and some of the things that have changed, I mean, you have to work all that, you have to ask for it on the next call date, which, it's getting back to March, I think, is it what they call March, and see the call date on the bonds? Seem like March or May or something. Just talked to Pat McGow related to it, that you have to look at that and whether it makes sense, because the pay down of those bonds may not be, because of where the interest, obviously, things change to us, we're probably gonna get a notification of a downgrade on our TIFA related to a triple A minus, I think he told me, which isn't significant, but it may affect minus may affect our ability to get the best rates. The good news is that the rates are still low. So,
Did you say DDA, was it that?
TBA.
Oh, TBA.
If I did, I
I
would
didn't
say
think
TBA.
you said DDA.
It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
So again, all 3 entities had to sign off on the previous agreement because, so the TBA bonds, the TIF bonds, and then city council.
But what I'm asking is, so it kind of sounded like you said earlier that you are looking at something with Mr. Martin possibly that would work some kind of a purchase out with him for just the building? If
Well,
you guys
we're
came
looking
to
at
terms,
we're
and
looking
you
at what
said
they've
Mr.
sent
Light
us.
was looking
We're
at
looking
it?
at what they've sent us. Potentially gonna make a counter as to we would potentially entertain taking this forward to council if these things were in place.
Okay.
But you have to agree to these, and I'm not sure they're gonna agree to this. Which is, and at his point, how do we, and I told them that 2 months ago. How do we move forward if you don't pay us what you agreed to pay us? They terminated the purchase agreement, we didn't. They terminated the purchase agreement, said we don't have financing, we gotta terminate the purchase agreement because of the way, where the appraisal came in. We like to entertain doing this, okay, lease payment kicks into place because the purchase agreement's been terminated. This is what's owing, there was no escrow, and no money came in. We've gotten the one $10,000 payment in May for the first payment, and then we received, September, we received a $10,000 payment. So we've gotten the first 2 months from them, and we're back 45 plus July and August,
It did
so
get some.
65,000.
Start.
There's no way to expedite the process via injunction or anything with the court? Or I guess it's.
Did.
Well,
This is the injunction.
right, we have filed suit with the court, and they've given us the end of November for a date at this point. So, we'll see if we can possibly move that date, but that isn't up to us, it's up to the court.
So what are we asking the court to do?
Jackie summed it up right there, yes, we're asking
Right,
them to
evict
evict them.
And pay,
Of course, we're asking for a movie.
Well, there's two different lawsuits. The one in district court is the one to just get them out of the way,
right,
evict them. And then as far as to ensure that we get paid, if they don't pay us on the way out, which we fully expect, we've got a second suit in the circuit court.
did you, request your costs and everything as well?
Yes.
On this?
Are we done?
I think we're done. If there's, unless there's something else.
Yeah.
I think we're done.